What's up, everybody? It's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Teeth of Terramorphous as part of my Does It Suck series. This particular weapon is a unique bandit shotgun that drops from the raid boss from the vanilla game, Terramorphous the Invincible. This weapon's kind of difficult to find, and I'll get to that during the commentary. This weapon is only in fire element, and traditionally it has 12 pellets, but I do have it here with the foregrip accessory that is going to add 2 more pellets. It has a very unique firing pattern where 6 sets of pellets that come out horizontally spread both up and down and then eventually converge again. I believe that this weapon will be incredibly difficult to use at range, but I haven't used it in forever, so we're going to see exactly what happens. Beyond that, I am going to be using a little bit different recording method in this video than I normally use. I'm going to be using DxTory to record strictly audio, and I'm going to be using the NVIDIA Shadowplay application to record gameplay video and gameplay audio, and so DxTory is just going to be there to record microphone volume. And this should give me separate audio streams in a pretty ghetto way. We're going to see if this actually causes audio sync issues. I noticed that when I tried recording with DxTory for a little bit, it ended up messing up my audio sync and caused my videos to take longer to render than they did with Shadowplay. So that's why we're going to be using this particular ghetto method. So in my little testing that I did with the Teeth of Terramorphous before starting this video, I noticed that it is very, very powerful up close. However, at range, it is difficult to use. So I'm going to show you, trying to hit this little hideaway bandit if I can find him at range. Oh, he was on that side of the door? Alright. So, obviously, where the pellets converge, it could theoretically do some damage, but it's hard to actually achieve that perfect distance between you and your enemies. So I guess it is possible to actually get critical hits, but that distance between that enemy is difficult to acquire in practice, especially when there are multiple enemies and they may or may not be moving a little bit quicker than that guy was. However, when you get close to an enemy, this particular shotgun has plenty of one-shot, one-kill potential. It is more than able to actually go ahead and kill that guy. So that's pretty cool right there. We'll go ahead and continue a little bit further and see if we can get good use out of this Teeth of Terramorphous shotgun. When I first gave this thing in, I thought that there's no way that I would be saying that this weapon doesn't suck. I thought that it would for sure suck, you know what I'm saying? But I did some limited testing runs with it, and it's got me a little bit optimistic and surprised. We'll see if we're actually able to kill enemies like this ironclad with it. And you can see there, I one-hit that ironclad. And actually up close, before the pellets begin to spread out a little bit, this weapon is fairly easy to hit critical hits with close to enemies. And so it does require you, to kind of close the gap and stuff. But as you'll notice there, it just one-shot 2 enemies at once. So it's actually surprisingly potent at point-blank range. So that's actually kind of cool, and something that I definitely did not expect with the Teeth of Terramorphous. Now, there are definitely better options, that's for certain, and with the difficulty of acquisition that the Teeth of Terramorphous incur, it's not really, worth trying to go get a Teeth of Terramorphous to use or anything like that, because it is so incredibly difficult to find and get. And it's difficult to find and get because obviously you have to kill Terramorphous to get it. And beyond that, Terramorphous has a rather large and varied loot pool with multiple unique drops. You can obviously get the Breath of Terramorphous, which is a grenade, the Hide of Terramorphous, which is a shield. You can also get unique heads and skin, or I think not skins, but unique heads at the very least from him. And then, in addition to that, you can get the Pitchfork Shotgun, which is legendary. And you can also get some sort of relic, and I forget what that is called. I think that's called the Blood of Terramorphous, actually. And so there are a lot of items that you can actually get from Terramorphous, and he'll only drop one of those at a time. And it's actually pretty rare that he'll drop any single one of those. So, finding the Teeth of Terramorphous would actually be a rarity that you probably wouldn't get, very often. And beyond that, it's only so powerful. It's not the strongest weapon in the game by any means. So, I mean, the Hide of Terramorphous is probably a much more sought-after item from Terramorphous than the Teeth of Terramorphous. So oftentimes when people get the Teeth of Terramorphous, they're probably kind of disappointed, especially since it is so difficult to use at range, as I kind of just showed there. Now, this weapon does have a really large magazine size, being a Bandit shotgun, but it does have a rather atrocious reload speed. So you're probably only going to want to reload this weapon either, when you have a significant amount of cover, or, you have a reload speed bonus active like Inertia or Killer or something else, because it does take a long time to reload. So that's something to keep in mind. It does consume how many ammo per shot? 2? Or just 1 if I don't get 2-Fang active? I think it only consumes 1 ammo per shot. Is that correct? We're about to find out. Yeah, it only consumes 1 ammo per shot, which is pretty crazy considering that it does have the Torg quad barrel. So that's actually pretty cool. It's obviously got a decent fire rate at 0.9 for a shotgun. And like I said, it is surprisingly effective at point blank range. I mean, it's going to absolutely wreck things if you're up close to them. So that's pretty cool. There is an aiming system that you could probably get used to hitting enemies in critical spots at point blank range. It would be kind of neat if this weapon was available in corrosive, because I think it would be very easy to hit the critical spots on loaders with this weapon, but obviously this weapon does only come in fire element. So we're going to go ahead and just use it a little bit longer here in the Bloodshot Stronghold. I'm actually kind of enjoying using it. Obviously it is not effective at range, but that's not really enough for me to say that the weapon sucks, because it is so powerful up close. Obviously, some shotguns that I like the Quad, and even Twister to an extent, but also kind of the Orphan Maker, aren't really that great at range, but they're so potent at point blank range that I definitely say that they're good weapons. And if you're using that same philosophy, the Teeth of Terramorphous have to kind of be considered a good weapon. The fact that teeth is plural is kind of throwing me off a little bit as far as, how I'm conjugating these words and stuff. But I guess I should say you have to, I don't know. It's kind of weird. The fact that teeth is plural, it makes it a little bit weird to commentate on. Not a huge deal, but you should probably refer to it, as a singular weapon, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of stupid for me to even worry about that. But as you can see, at point blank range, this weapon does a ridiculous amount of damage. I'm going to go ahead and get Slag here on this Ironclad, and then get Kunai on him as well, and we'll see if we can't try to one-shot him here. And so that is, I mean, it's very potent. It's just going to knock out Ironclads. Obviously you have to get a critical hit to take out Ironclads with a fire weapon in most scenarios. But it went ahead and got a critical hit there, and when it did, it absolutely tarnished that guy. So, maybe tarnish isn't quite the right word. That doesn't mean absolutely destroy, does it? Destroyed. It absolutely destroyed that guy. So, I put myself in a bad position there trying to get to that one Marauder, but we were able to get out of that, because every time I get close to a slagged enemy, the Teeth of Terramorphous ends up one-hitting them or two-hitting them, so that's pretty cool. Didn't even hit a critical hit on that guy, and it still killed him in one shot. That is impressive. It's a surprisingly potent close-range weapon. I honestly did not expect it to do that well. So I'm actually going to kill one of these Marauders and leave that Bonehead, or Bone Crusher rather, up there, because I know that when I get down to just one enemy left, that's when Mad Mike is going to spawn. And those Marauders are going to backpedal and everything, whereas this guy is going to be right here. And this will make it so that I can kill the Bone Crusher and have a deception for Mad Mike, who is obviously usually a pain in the ass to kill. But we killed him there, and so that was pretty good. Looks like one of these Marauders has a shock weapon, So we're going to go ahead and get ready to deal with him. Excellent. One more Marauder here. And I think this has given you guys a pretty good idea of how potent the Teeth of Terramorphous are, surprisingly, at close range. It's definitely something that I wasn't expecting, but it's something that is indeed pretty cool about this particular weapon. So we're just going to go ahead and kill this guy here. Yeah, I'm going to take another look at the Teeth of Terramorphous here. It's a surprisingly powerful weapon. I like it in close range scenarios. Obviously that 4.3 reload speed is kind of a drawback to the weapon, and if you get caught with an empty magazine in a precarious scenario, you may go down in that situation. And the weapon is absolutely pitiful at range, but close up at point blank range, this weapon absolutely decimates things. And so that is actually pretty cool. And because of that, I'm definitely not going to say that the Teeth of Terramorphous suck. They suck at range, or it sucks at range. Again, I'm having trouble deciding whether to say plural or singular here, but it sucks at range, but it is very, very powerful in close range scenarios. But it's a shotgun, so maybe it's not supposed to be great at range. So as always, guys, I thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you haven't yet taken the time to subscribe, please do so. Otherwise, I do hope to catch you next time. And be sure to tell me how the audio and video quality was on this. I'm trying out a few different scenarios right now, trying to figure out what is exactly going to give us the best overall video quality. Look forward to your feedback, guys. One more time, thanks for watching.